league on EA Sports, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's all up next.
Philadelphia is known for having some very vocal fans, and nearly 70,000 of them are letting their voices be heard already. Welcome inside Lincoln Financial Field. Welcome in, football fans. Thanks for joining us. Kate, Scott, Brock Hewitt here with you. Brock, on paper, it's not quite the competitive contest that everyone hopes for each week, but projections have us heavily tilted towards one sideline here.
One thing that is cool, Kate, it's been really easy to rally together this week for this team because nothing will unite a football roster, in my experience, than having the whole world against you. Heck, even your own fans at home against you. They don't care if nobody thinks they've got a shot. Those dudes playing today, putting that uniform on, they believe they can do this, and the power of that belief is a big deal.
Here's Graham Gano out for the opening kick. And we're underway from Philadelphia. Here's a return from the 7. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs, but Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in, but it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him, and he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the pistol, Hurts. This one finds Goddard. And he gets him around 6 there. Brought to a halt by Deontay Banks.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Third down, 1 yard to go. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
First down throwing for Hurts. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
You're going to go with Barkley on the counter. He's contained at the line for no gain. Micah McFadden able to make the play. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on third down.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
5 men in the secondary for the G-men now, ahead of third down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. On 4th down, Hurts. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's able to get this down to the 36. That's a clutch 7-yard pickup, and it pays off the call to go for it on 4th down.
Oh, I love fourth downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
First and 10, here's Hurts. That's incomplete left side. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And now it's second down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Second down, Hurts throwing again. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, kid, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing 4th down.
You know, Kate, my years in Indianapolis with Peyton, he loved to know the tendencies of a defense. In 3rd and short, more often than not, all across the league, you get man-to-man coverage. It really is a good time to throw. Unfortunately, couldn't execute that pass, and a 4th down instead.
They'll run for it with Barkley. And he'll only get this to the 26 before going down. So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on downs.
I think this defense was resigned to giving up 3 points on the opening series. Instead, well, they got the chance to deny them anything. And boy, did they ever attack it.
So out come the Giants. Their first drive of the game coming up. And leading them out in his 6th season in the league now is their quarterback.
Don't think for a second, Kate, he hasn't heard the noise. Read the comments from the keyboard warriors who say they just want somebody else leading this team. But let me let you in on a little secret. Those criticisms, they can fuel quarterbacks. Make that chip on the shoulder even bigger to prove people wrong and to show I really do belong in this league.
Man there, it's Malik Neighbors. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
As any quarterback will tell you over the course of their career, it's not easy to deliver an accurate throw as you're about to get smacked.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. A give right side to Tracy. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Locked down. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there when you saw the field. It's going to be 2nd down. Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Zach Bond with the tackle.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
One quarter down for these two NFC East teams. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. We'll return to the link right after this. Welcome back. We'll begin this 2nd quarter with the Giants in possession. They have it 3rd and 7. To throw, here's Locke. Intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And the Eagles get the football on the first turnover of the contest. All right, defense did its job, forced the offense into a 3rd and long, and that, in large part, partner, led to that interception.
Such a dichotomy, Kate, in so many ways. Offensively, we hear all the time what? Stay on schedule, avoid these situations. Defensive coaches, you know what they say, earn the right to rush the passer, earn the right to make them one-dimensional, and when you do, go pay it off. And they did in the biggest of ways with that huge INT.
On 1st down, Hurts. Goddard makes the catch. And he's out of bounds after getting this one to the opposing 45-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
From the 45 on 2nd down. He's on the move. Now here he goes. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. On the play fake, it's Hurts. Hauled in left side.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. A play fake, now Hurts to throw. He throws a bullet to the center. He's got it inside the 10. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Tight end going in motion here. Option play headed right on 1st and goal. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Barkley can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3.
Where you're getting a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Trying to get it with the option here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only a gain of 2 and maybe a goal line stand here. It's 4th and goal.
Well, the defense, they couldn't stop him for a loss, but they denied him the goal line at least. Now we get to see, right? Decision time, one of these critical decisions of whether or not they're going to go for an all-or-nothing 4th down play.
It's the 2-minute warning now from the link. The Eagles with an extra moment to decide whether to go for it or not. So on 4th down, on comes the Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, for the try. It's a chip shot, this one straight ahead. The kick by Hopkins is good. And they're on the board.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Giants taking the field for their second possession. And coming off our first points of the ball game, they're going to take over now trailing 3-zip. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Underneath it goes, catch made by the running back.
I know coordinator, quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
2nd and 13. Pushing it up past the 30. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Trying to throw here out of the gun. That's complete to Darius Slayton. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 27 on the play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Ball at the 33 for first down. They are throwing it again. Finds him on the crossing route. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Another try following the sack. He's got it near the 8. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. Timeout called, and that's going to be the 2nd for New York. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Locke looking to throw. He's got it. And in. Touchdown, New York. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants take a 4-point lead.
Eagles 3.
Gano ready to send this away. On the return, Britton Covey. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Eagles setting out their offense one last time in the first half. And with field position and the clock against them, probably not going to see anything of substance here before halftime. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 10.
We're through 2 here with the Giants overcoming home field advantage. They've got the lead at the break. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. With that, the two squads are headed out of the tunnel. So let's get you back out to Kay Scott and Brock Hewitt.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Starting from the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. So to begin the third quarter, the New York offense returning to the field. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up. That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. On the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Running this with Tracy. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Throwing his lock. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he ended up time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
The Giants readying to punt, and they're going to send out the lefty, Jamie Gillen, for the kick. Starts the return at the 34. And he's brought down before the return gets far. It's scored as a 51-yard punt. And the Eagles will take possession. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Adds just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Throwing now off play action. He's got Devontae Smith. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First down throwing for Hurts. Into traffic, complete. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Cordell Flott there on the stop.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even 2 defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
Hurts throwing again. Fires right away, but incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended target. And that makes it 3rd down.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. Escapes the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more, or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. And this hits at the 4 before taking a bounce into the end zone. That's a touchback. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. From the gun, it's Tracy. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. It was Reed Blankenship making the stop. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Lock. We had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark. Really, from the first snap through this second half, there have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered. And that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. A give to Tracy up the middle. And that's good for a gain of 5. Jacoby Dean in on the tackle. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 42. Neighbors with a catch. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Lock to throw it. Taken in by Bellinger. Pickup of a few as he heads out of bounds.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Staying between the tackles with Tracy. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. James Bradbury up from the secondary for that tackle. We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's the Giants with the ball, trying to close out what would currently be a win. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Here's Locke. And down he goes. The Eagles got him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, the game wasn't on the line with that series, but don't tell the defense because they brought the urgency and juice like it was. Getting the sack, setting up 4th down, well, it picks everybody up on that sideline. And now their offense gets a chance in a one-score game.
The Giants are set to punt. And this is the second time he's been brought on to kick it. And this one gets out of bounds. It was pushing some distance towards the goal line, but gets out at the 5. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Finds a seam down the middle. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. First down, a run with Barkley. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 29. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. They've got a man in motion. He'll throw it. It's tipped away, and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
I think we're starting to get a feel, aren't we, of why they like him so much in coverage. He reacts well to throws, is super adept at breaking up passes through contact, or like that one before they could ever reach the target.
They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And he gets this forward to the 19. They went for it and got the 4 yards they needed, and that keeps this drive alive.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. That's caught at the 4. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Eagles needing 4 points. Hurts. And he scores. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles have taken the lead late. A.J. Brown, the touchdown. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
And he shakes out the pressure to nail the point after, and now an opposing field goal would only tie this game. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. The Giants about to get to work on offense. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. He'll look to throw it. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Throwing now. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Desperation time here on 4th. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. They send him left out of the slot. Setting up to pass. Gets this to Slayton. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
The Giants moving quickly. They're in the hurry up here. Back to throw. And they got there in time. He's taken down. Timeout taken by the offense. Their 2nd. Still one more in their pocket to use. Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Trying again, following the sack. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play.
You're using this play to try for a first down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for third down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
Into the victory formation they go, Brock, here on first down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee. The Giants are going to call their final timeout here. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. This won't run out the clock just yet, Brock. They're going to have to kneel it again after this one. With the win in hands, they don't take the knee. Let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
After one final kneel down, partner, and this should do it. He goes to a knee as time winds down in this one. So it's an Eagles win here in this one. And it still shows up as a victory for them, Brock, whether they score 50 or they have a rough day putting points on the board. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Eagles are winners as we say so long from Philadelphia.